Iran president declares total war on West, a phrase that instantly sent shockwaves through global diplomacy. In a televised address carried by Iranian state media, President Masoud Pezeshkian said his country is now facing what he described as a total war against the United States, Israel, and Europe. Not a single battlefield conflict, but a complex, multi-layered struggle unfolding across politics, economics, security, and culture. According to the president, this confrontation is more difficult than the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s, a conflict that lasted 8 brutal years and shaped an entire generation in Iran. That comparison alone underscores how seriously Tehran views the current moment. Pezeshkian accused Western powers of waging a coordinated campaign to destabilize Iran from the inside. He claimed political pressure, economic sanctions, and cultural influence are being used together to weaken the country's sovereignty. As diplomatic talks remain stalled, Iranian officials argue that dialogue has been replaced by pressure. This rhetoric follows a violent escalation earlier this year, a 12-day conflict that brought the region dangerously close to a wider war. During that period, US and Israeli forces carried out strikes targeting Iranian nuclear facilities. Iranian officials say nearly 1,100 people were killed in those attacks. In response, Iran launched missile strikes that killed dozens in Israel. Since then, Tehran has focused on rebuilding its military defenses while firmly rejecting Western demands to halt uranium enrichment. Iranian leaders insist enrichment is a sovereign right, while Western governments argue it risks pushing Iran closer to nuclear weapons capability. This disagreement remains one of the most dangerous fault lines in global security. Beyond the battlefield, Iran's economy is under severe strain. President Pezeshkian openly linked rising unemployment, persistent inflation, and declining oil revenues to international sanctions and ongoing conflict. These pressures have fueled public frustration at home, making internal stability another critical concern for the government. At the same time, global attention is turning toward Washington, where high-level meetings between US and Israeli leaders are expected to focus heavily on Iran's next moves. Diplomatic sources say military options, sanctions enforcement, and regional security guarantees are all on the table. Whether Iran's total war declaration is strategic posturing or a reflection of genuine escalation remains unclear, but one thing is certain: the language alone signals how fragile the Middle East has become and how quickly regional tensions can spill into global consequences. As diplomacy struggles to regain momentum, the world is watching closely. In a region shaped by history, mistrust, and power struggles, every word matters, and every decision carries the risk of reshaping the future.